My name's Zach. Thanks for watching. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 ways that I think you can reduce some of your training costs when you take firearms training courses. So, appreciate you watching, and let's get started. The first way to save money when you're taking firearms training courses is to limit, reduce, or eliminate your lodging expenses. And what I mean by that is think about how much money you would spend on just an average hotel for a 2 or 3 day class. Probably about $100 a night. So that's anywhere from $200, $300, maybe even $400 for your trip. And some of the ways you can eliminate or reduce that cost is find a campground near where the class is. Sometimes these campgrounds are as little as 10 to 20 bucks a night. You can also email the instructor or the venue that is hosting it, the range, and see if they'll let you camp on the range after the class is over. I've done that several times, and I found that to be an effective way to save money. There's also the Airbnb route, which is becoming more and more popular. If you are familiar with that, I have friends who use that all the time. And depending on what city you're staying in, of course, you can really reduce your lodging and your hotel budget with that. Another way to reduce your lodging expenses is to take classes, if it's not in your city, which most of the time it probably won't be. Try to sign up for a class that's close to where you have family or friends. So, for example, if you have a brother or sister that lives in Atlanta and a company that you want to train with is doing a class outside of Atlanta, then take the class there, so you can stay with your family and save $200, $300, maybe even $400 in your lodging expenses. The second way to save money while you're taking training courses is to bring your own food. And I know that sounds a little elementary, maybe a little weird. If you can take food with you, whether it's for the road trip portion or whether it's for the actual class, you can really save some money. I would estimate in a 2 to 3 day class I can save about $100 on food if I don't have to eat out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. On top of that, most of your ranges are going to be pretty secluded. So about half the time I've found at training classes that there's not even an option to go get food. So at the very least, limiting yourself to eating out just once a day can really save some money, as well as there are other benefits to being able to control what you eat from a dietary standpoint. But if you have a cooler, I have a Yeti style cooler, and I'll pack that thing with ice. I'll put some drinks in there and some water, and then I'll put lunch meat in the top rack, and I will make sandwiches and other things throughout the 2 or 3 day class. And I've found I can really save some money by just bringing my own food. And the third way that I utilize to save money while taking training courses is to have a training budget or a training fund. Now, for a lot of us out there who have monthly budgets, we budget money for electricity and for gas and for food for our household. Having a line or a section in there for firearms training or just training in general is a good idea. I have used the training envelope system where I'll put cash in this, and I will, before I leave for a class, I'll have a couple $100 usually in this, and I'll use that for gas money or any kind of food that I might eat when I'm out. Or a lot of ranges will have range fees, and generally they're about $20 to $30 a day sometimes. And so if you take a 2 day class, you could be looking at $60 to $80 just in range fees, aside from the tuition of the actual course. So some people also have used a electronic form of a training fund where they have money directly drafted from their checking account to a savings account or just a separate account for training. And if that works for you, that's great, as long as you're disciplined enough not to spend it. But being able to prioritize training in your life to the point that you are setting aside money for it, because there's not many other things that will take away from your training experience than if the training class falls a couple days before payday and you're trying to scrape money together for gas or food, or if they've got a range fee at the range, and it can really take away from what should be an enjoyable weekend, and now you are stressing about if you have enough money to pay for these things. Whereas if you have a system like this, or if you have some kind of electronic system, it takes a lot of the headaches out of it. So have some kind of a training fund. Make this training a priority in your life enough that you set aside financial resources to take these classes. So those are the 3 ways. There are many other ways. Those are the 3 ways that I think are the quickest, down and dirty ways to save some money. You'll be surprised how much money you can save by just incorporating one or all 3 of those things. And so hopefully that makes it a lot more opportunistic for you, a lot more available, if you will, to be able to take courses. But those are 3 ways that I found that work really well. So if you got any comments or any suggestions, put them in the comments below. And I appreciate you watching. Have a good day.